Okay, so here's Lake Marina. I think it continues on around the other side, but we're just maybe a mile away from the malt shop, something like that, all downhill. So back in the day, probably 2005 to maybe 2010, somewhere around there, they used to hold an event. It was called the Annual Day Zero Pacific Crest Trail Kickoff, or ADZ PCTKO for short. This event was hosted by a few thru hikers from back in the 70s, just to welcome the current year's thru hikers and try and pass along some knowledge and some tips and more importantly, encouragement. So this event just grew year after year. So it became pretty massive. It took over the entire Lake Marina campground. They actually had to spread it over 2 weekends because there were so many people. I think it was around 800 people. And you had some from previous years as kind of a reunion. So it was a really good event, but it was kind of a victim of its own success, as kind of outgrew the campground, and there was just the campground couldn't handle it with the showers and the toilets. And the other problem was it bunched people up. So you just had, as the trail popularity grew, you just had a massive herd of people all starting the PCT right around the event. And that just overran the trail, overran trail towns and trail angels. So they finally disbanded it, and now they spread people out. So today, the Pacific Crest Trail Association limits it to 50 people a day, starting from March 1st to May 30th. I think that was probably a good decision. You know, here I started April 15th, so I started right in the middle of the herd, and it's working out great. You see enough people on the trail, but they're spread out, and you don't have these massive herd of people overrunning the trail and the trail town. So anyway, there's a little bit of history. Okay, so here we are. Made it to Lake Marina. Just looking for the malt shop. So, I was thinking the other day, starting off the PCT, a lot of ways is like, the anticipation-wise of going away to college back in your late teens, early 20s. See a lot of similarities there, because even when you go to school, you've had a dozen years of first day of schools, but college is something completely different. Especially if you're going away, moving out of the house and going away for the first time. And just anticipation of this grand adventure. You know, you're going to meet a bunch of people, possibly some lifelong friends. You know, you're going to have all kinds of new experiences. Probably see and do things that you never thought about before. You know, some days are going to be really hard. Other days are going to be real exciting. Some days you're going to feel like quitting, but you keep persevering because you got an end goal in sight. So to just see all kinds of similarities. You know, on the trail, common staple is ramen noodles and Idaho mashed potatoes. You know, what do you think a broke college student's main diet is? All kinds of similarities. I thought that was interesting, and it's a real blessing, or a real, just a real special point in the life that here I am, 57 years old, you know, closer to 60 than I am 50, and be able to have this kind of experience again, kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience that, you know, you had back in your late teens, early 20s, that you never think you'd have that kind of experience again. And here I am, later stage in life, and having the opportunity to have that kind of experience. So life is good. I'm grateful. All right, see you down the trail. Here's another view of Lake Marina, just as we're leaving. came in over that ridge on the left this morning and went in to the malt shop, walked to the campground, and then kind of along the lake. Here's where we're at, just leaving it. Continue to head north to Boulder Oaks. Okay, that's Buckman Springs Road, bridge over it. This is the creek under Buckman Springs. It's the first creek crossing the trail. Crossed over a little tributary over there, no problem. This is a little bit bigger. Best I could do is find this log and still to get my feet wet. But only got up to about ankle deep before I found the log and made it across. So first creek crossing. I guess I could have backtracked along the trail and got up to the bridge and crossed it. But that was a ways back. Anyway, the cold water felt pretty good. We'll see how fast it dries out. This is a good example of the bark beetle damage that's going on with a lot of the oaks in Southern California. All throughout Southern California, these bark beetles are just infesting the trees. And once they get a hold of the tree, there's really nothing you can do. So, looks like we're entering Boulder Oaks Campground. Looks like they got some stables here if you want to ride your horse in. We'll see if we're going to spend the night here, go on for a little bit. Okay, so made the command decision to keep going. It was like 3:45. Could have stayed at Boulder Oaks, but I kind of like to get towards Kitchen Creek. There's a waterfall there, never been there. I just kind of want to go. We have another 3.5 miles up the trail. That'll be a couple hours. That'll get me close to the 15-mile point today. My legs are starting to feel it right now, so we'll see if that was a good decision or bad. But right now I think I can do another 3 miles or so. I'll let you know when I get there. See you later. Alright, so I went ahead and went to Kitchen Creek Falls. I think that was a good decision. There's actually a bunch of people camping up here. Luckily I got in early enough to get a campsite or tent site. There's about 4 or 5 tents, maybe 6 tents squeezed in here. I'll see if there's enough light when I get up top to show you. Yeah, the water's real refreshing. Just came down to fill up because I think we got about 8 miles uphill before the next water source for tomorrow. Plus I need to cook dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow. And then I took the opportunity just to wash off and wash some of the stink off my clothes. So I think overall, good decision. That'll make tomorrow a little bit easier. Otherwise it's going to be about a 17-mile day with 3,000 feet uphill. This took, 3 or 4 miles off and almost 1,000 feet off. So it makes tomorrow much more manageable. All right, we'll see you down the trail. Okay, good morning everyone. So this is day number 3. Just discovered when I was going through my pictures last night that I messed up a number of the videos from yesterday. Had the camera set in photo mode instead of video, so saw all these pictures I thought were videos, but they were just pictures. So anyway, live and learn. Up pretty early today, 5:45. Plan is to break camp early and try and get to Mount Laguna, where Sandra's going to come and pick me up, and get to go home and take a shower and do some laundry and see Sandra. So that's exciting. But I've got, I think, almost 13.5, 14 miles and about 3,000 feet of elevation gain. So Gonna get an early start and get up there because I think she's gonna meet me around 3. The campsites here near Kitchen Creek were very good, kind of near the highway, so you might be able to hear it right now. Got a little bit of highway noise, but the option Boulder Oaks was even close to the highway, so either way, we're gonna deal with highway noise. Real good campsite selection, but we got in there and there was room for about 4 tents, and I took the last one, and then about 15 minutes later, a group of 3 women show up and they're looking for a spot, so they crammed in there. And then late, somewhere around 9 o'clock, I was already in my tent, almost ready to go to sleep, and a solo hiker comes in looking to cowboy camp, so he wedges in there. So we had like 5 people in the space for 1 tent, so it was a little cozy, but it all worked out. Interesting just to see the different paces. The 3 women started Saturday afternoon, so this is yesterday was day number 4 on the trail, and the solo hiker started that day at the terminus. So he was hiking 26 miles on the first day, which seems pretty incredible. I thought I was doing a pretty quick pace being here on day 2, but he did that in 1 day. So that's rocking it. Anyway, we'll see you on down the trail. Talk to you later. Day number 3. Sun's now over the mountains. Looks like it's going to be another great day. Just nice and peaceful walking up this valley. Or up this mountain ridge, I should say. With the creek rumbling below. Okay, onward and upward. So this is nice. Nice wide path. All dirt. Pretty level. Last few sections have been a little rocky, pretty steep uphill. So this is just nice cruising. And a nice wide open dirt path, no rocks. Love it. Okay, hikers, be careful where you dig your cat hole. Give a whole new meaning to explosive diarrhea. I'm struggling today. I don't know if it's day 3 or just the climb, but it's rough. Taking more breaks already today than I think I have the first 2 days combined. It's not even noon. Looking here, I believe this is Sunrise Highway, heading up to Mount Laguna. So, I'm going the right way. So we got several miles to go. See you on down the trail. Okay, looks like we're maybe half mile away from the pickup point. Can't be too soon, man. I'm spent. But I think it's about 2:30. Sam's gonna meet me at 3. Got a half hour to get there. Should be perfect timing. Man, I can't wait to get a ride home. It's been a long haul. All right, see you down the trail.
Here he comes.
Okay, the Pine House Cafe and Tavern. Hello everyone, day 4 and I'm spending the day at home. A couple terms that you probably want to be familiar with that thru hikers use. One is called a 0 day, where you actually hike 0 miles on the trail. Another called a Nero day, where you just hike a few miles. These usually occur around a resupply stop, which Mount Laguna was for me. And a lot of times, you know, if you just hike a few miles into a resupply stop and spend the night, you just call that a Nero day. Or heading back out on the trail, you might only have a few miles in before you stop for the night. So that's also a Nero. A 0 is where you spend all day in town and don't hike any miles actually on the PCT. So today, I was planning on going back out after yesterday and hitting the trail bright and early, but yesterday was a really tough day. Got home and I got caught up in doing some stuff at home. Sandra and I were working on the video process, how we're transferring files between my phone and her phone and uploading them through Google Drive. Anyway, that took a lot longer than expected. So then I considered doing a Nero day, But looking close at the map, there's a dispersed camping restriction around Mount Laguna. So I'm required to go 12.5 miles in before I can hit a camp spot, which is pretty much a full day. So a 0 day or a Nero day turned into a 0 day, which is all good. I've got plenty of time. I actually wanted to slow down on the trail a little bit to let the snow melt up near San Jacinto and up in the Sierras. So taking a couple extra zeros here and there all fits well within the plan. So I'm going to enjoy the day off here and hit the trail first thing in the morning tomorrow. So I'll see you later on day 5. So another bonus was I got to see a beautiful sunrise this morning. You'll see the San Pasqual Valley just filled up with fog, and just an incredible, beautiful sight. Just as good as you'd see on the trail. So nothing lost there. The morning of day 4, 6 a.m. San Pasqual Valley, all the way out to the coast, is full of fog.